We're making quinoa, which is probably many of you have heard about quinoa and some of you haven't. Quinoa is what many people refer to as the mother grain. And the reason that it's referred to as the mother grain is because it's so nutritious. It's the highest protein content of any of the grains. Although technically quinoa is not really a grain, it's actually related to spinach and beet, the chenopod seed. We are going to refer to it as a grain, and it is usually commonly referred to as a grain. It was eaten by South Americans for many, many years. So here we go. I'm going to show you how easy this grain is to prepare. I love to buy quinoa in a box just like this that you can get at a grocery store or you can get at a health food store. And the reason is because it's already pre-rinsed, and I just love it. It makes it a little bit easier than getting the kind that you need to rinse, which can sometimes be a little bit bitter. So I am going to, the proportions are just like with rice, 1 cup of grain, 2 cups of water. And we are going to do, we're going to double our recipe, because when I make grains, I like to make enough so that I can make the main dish and then that I can have some to do something else with. Dessert, breakfast puddings, that kind of thing. So listen to the sound of that quinoa coming down into our measuring cup. It is just this light, beautiful grain. And just, I mean, it's, the texture of it is just so light, and that's how it is when you cook it as well as when you eat it. You feel really good. So I did 1 cup of quinoa. I'm going to do 2 cups, and that is generally what's in this box right here. 2 cups of quinoa. And I really want you to just, when you make this, feel it a little bit, smell it. It's got kind of a nutty aroma. And make friends with this wonderful grain that is going to be a part of your life once you try making it. It's so versatile. So I'm going to go ahead and put that quinoa into my pot, into a little saucepan. And I'm going to add, how many cups of water? 4 cups of water, because I did 2 cups of quinoa. So I'm going to just double the amount of water to grain. So I'm going to go ahead and do 4 cups of water. I've got to admit that the first time I tried quinoa, I was not that crazy about it. It had a very different flavor for me. But as soon as I started experimenting and getting creative with quinoa, then I loved it. Making salads with it, making breakfast puddings, desserts, fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and cover my saucepan, and then I'm going to take this over to the stove and bring it to a boil. I'm going to put my stove on high, and I'm going to wait for it to come to a boil. Once it's come to a boil, I will put my timer on for 15 minutes. Can't get faster than that. Faster than most pasta, actually, once you've boiled all that water. And once you have quinoa, wow, there's so much you can do with it. I can smell that our quinoa has come to a boil because that really nutty aroma has started. And so what I'm going to do is, I don't even need to stir it. I'm just going to turn it down to low. And then I'm going to put my timer on for 15 minutes. So again, if you're just joining us, we are making quinoa. We brought it to a boil and we're putting it on low for 15 minutes. Our quinoa is now done. We've cooked it for 15 minutes, and I'm going to just turn that off and remove it from the fire. And oh, look at that steam. It smells delicious. I am going to just show you how beautiful that quinoa is. And I'm going to just bring it over here to the island so I can just fluff it up and show you what it looks like. Just a very light grain, and I encourage you to try this. It's so easy, 15 minutes. You can make it to eat just like this, have it in a salad, or have it as a breakfast pudding.